Hello students, welcome to your online class of class 12 Pol Science. Today we are going to start our discussion on the end of bipolarity. Chapter 2 from NCERT textbook entitled Contemporary World Politics. The end of bipolarity. We have already learned in our previous classes what is bipolarity. Bipolarity means a division of the world into two power blocks. One led by Western bloc led by US and the other socialist bloc led by USSR. So first point, what was the Soviet system? After the Russian Revolution, which was also called the Socialist Revolution in 1917, USSR was formed. It was inspired by the ideals of socialism, and there was abolition of private property. Private property means land and productive asset. People didn't have the property on land and productive asset. So what happened after Second World War? We know that there were two powers, Allies and Axis. The countries US, USSR, France, Britain were in Allies group, and in Axis group there were Japan, Germany, Italy, and among them Germany was superior because of Hitler, who captured some East European countries. And after Second World War, we know two blocks, Western Bloc and Socialist Bloc. Western Bloc was led by US, and USSR, because of France and Britain were weaker section, USSR took control over Germany and those captured East European countries. So European countries which were liberated from the fascist forces came under the direct control of USSR, because USSR took control over them. And here fascism is an ideology like capitalism, communism, etc. Their economic models were after USSR. So as USSR control over them, so their economic models must be aware of the USSR, and USSR means Communist Party, and there were no private property among the people. This group of countries was called the Second World or the Socialist Bloc. This group of countries were called Second World or Socialist Bloc. Warsaw Pact held them together. We have already learned about Warsaw Pact. Warsaw Pact was formed in 1955, and it was created for counter of NATO's forces. NATO was formed by US bloc. So the Soviet Union became a great power. Soviet Union became the great power. The Soviet economy was then more developed than the rest of the world except for the US. So why was Soviet economy more developed after the Second World War? There are some causes. One of them, first, complex communication network. They had the vast energy resources like oil, iron, steel, etc. They had better transport sector, domestic consumer industry. That means they produced everything they liked because of their energy resources. We know oil, iron. So for them, they could produce everything. Most of them, they had no unemployment. Minimum standard of living for all citizens, basic necessities including health, education, child care, and other welfare schemes were provided. So advantages were there. Instead, people were not satisfied because of state ownership was dominant. State ownership was dominant. Land and productive assets owned by the government. People could have no excessive land, no productivity, profits. The Soviet system became very bureaucratic and authoritarian. What they wanted, they did, making life difficult for its citizens. So there were no democracy, freedom. Freedom were also hampered there. USSR, which was formed with Russia and other 14 other countries, Russia became the dominant power. The Soviet Union was lagging behind the West in technology, and they have all the advantages like we discussed, transport sectors, vast energy crisis. Okay. But in technology and infrastructure, they were lagging behind. And most of all, Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979 weakened the system even further. Weakened the system means for long time invasion of Afghanistan, the economic section was weakened. The Soviet economy was faltering in late 1970s and became stagnant. They couldn't think what they could do for betterment. People became dissatisfied with the government. At that time, Gorbachev came. Who was Gorbachev? Gorbachev became the General Secretary of Soviet Union in 1985. He decided to reform the society. He understood the people's problems. So he wanted to bring a change. Why he wanted to keep the change? To keep the USSR abreast of the information and technology of the West. He wanted something new. He wanted some technology like US. When people started to protest to get their freedom of speech, Mikhail Gorbachev thought that they should be given more liberty in democracy. He thought of political and economical reforms, but the reforms were opposed by the leaders of the Communist Party itself. He was not supported by the member of communist parties, the hardliners. He was forced to declare emergency, but he denied. At that time, a coup means a strategy against, which was also called August coup in 1991 by Communist Party hardliners. They declared emergency and withdrew all freedom from the people and brought back old style rules. At that time, Boris Yeltsin emerged as a national hero. He opposed the coup. He was in favor of Gorbachev. People supported him as they tasted freedom. He wanted the freedom back. On December 1991, under the leadership of Yeltsin, Russia, Belarus and Ukraine, three major republics of Soviet Union, disbanded Soviet Union. The Communist Party of the Soviet Union was banned. Capitalism and democracy were adapted for the post of Soviet blocs. The capitalism, they adopted capitalism. So the big powerful countries, Russia, Belarus and Ukraine, who are in the favor of USSR, they managed to come out and adopted capitalism. Thus, with this, Cold War era ended. Cold War started with a conflict of ideological conflict. US are in favor of capitalism, USSR in favor of communism at first, and in the form of Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, they adopted capitalism. So they were now same in their ideology. Capitalism. So Cold War conflict ended. Russia became the immediate successor of USSR among 14 other countries, and Russia became the only nuclear power. So students, up to this today, we will resume our discussion in the next class on this topic. Okay, thank you.